Okay, so I am bringing back the weight loss journals again to show you guys some really quick high protein dinners that I ate to lose weight. I have showed you guys some lunches and also some breakfasts from these journals, but there has been a lot of requests for dinners. So I was looking through these and I really found some that I think check all the boxes. They're filling, they're balanced, they taste good, they're quick to make. I mean, I don't know what more you could want from dinner. I mean, it really ticks all the boxes. So we are making zesty lemon chicken, and this is something that I could eat every single week. It's really good. We got another one from the same journal here. Quick weeknight ramen, and this is an emergency meal for me. It's a good one to have around. And got this spicy chickpea tacos. This one might sound a little bit strange. I know it might sound a little bit weird, but it's very good. Give it a chance. So we're gonna start with the zesty lemon chicken. And this is not a boring bland chicken. There's no boring bland chicken here. This is really good. It's really tasty, and it only takes 20 minutes to make. So it's not gonna take the whole evening. Very quick. Oh, I'll just say really quickly, we are making chicken, but you can use chicken or tofu for a vegan option. So I'm gonna use chicken, but go ahead and use tofu if you want. I like firm tofu for this. And then also everything that I'm making today is gluten and dairy free. So in case you're worried about that, no worries. We are gonna get the rice going and then wash the vegetables, make the sauce for the chicken, and then make the chicken. And that's how easy it is to make this. So just measuring out some rice, I'm using about a cup of dry rice. I always like to have extra in the fridge, ready to go for meals. But if you want to cook one serving, it'll be about 1/6 of a cup of rice, giving it a quick wash. And I heated some water to speed up the cooking time. It really speeds it up a lot. So adding 2 cups of hot water to my rice. If you want to make a single serving, it will be about 1/3 of a cup of water. Getting it cooking on the stove, and it only takes 15 minutes. So washing some vegetables quickly, and also a lemon. Going to use the zest of this lemon to make the sauce, so washing it first. It's a really quick, easy sauce to make, but if you want to use a pre-made lemon sauce, you can. That'll save extra time, but I like to make my own because I actually like mine better, and also then I know exactly what's in it. So I'm starting with about 1/8 of a cup of low sodium chicken broth, 4 teaspoons of honey, or you can use another sweetener like maple syrup, then about 1/2 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil or any oil, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and then got my lemon, which might be the cutest lemon I've ever seen with this little stalk attached. It's very cute, but I have to grate it up. So I got my zest. You only need like 1/2 teaspoon. I grated a little bit extra. You can use however much you like. It adds a lot of flavor, makes it very lemony. I love it. Then using the lemon juice, squeezing out all the juice from half of it, and I thought I got all the seeds out before I squeezed it, but there's so many in this lemon. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, get that zest in, then some salt and pepper, and lastly some cornstarch, about 1/4 of a tablespoon, so not too much. And I completely forgot to do my little trick, so it got lumpy. I usually make my sauce in a little container so I can put the lid on and shake it. It's a really easy way to get rid of cornstarch lumps. Anyway, putting that aside for a moment, slicing up some vegetables, a bit of green bell pepper, like half, some onion slices, and got some green beans. You can use whatever kind of green vegetables you like zucchini, broccoli, whatever you want, about 80 to 100 grams in total. And I'm moving the rice to the back of the stove, getting 2 pans on the front, quick spray of oil into each one, and adding about 200 grams of chicken to one. I used breast meat or tenders. You can also use the tofu, as I said. And then the vegetables in the other one, I just toss them around occasionally. It's really easy to cook with just a bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of oil. And I only turn the chicken once. Once I can see it's almost cooked all the way through, you can see it cooking on the sides, then I turn it. It makes it really nice and crispy. And once it's cooked, I turn the heat down, add the sauce, toss it around a bit, and it's ready. That's ready. It's nice and saucy, it's a little bit crispy, it's perfect. So the vegetables are also ready, everything's actually ready. So serving out the rice, about 1/2 cup roughly, the vegetables, then the lemon chicken, get all that sauce out. That's where all the flavor is. It's such a good sauce, I love it. And I actually sliced up the leftover lemon, a little bit garnish on the plate. It looks good. And some salt and pepper over everything. And also some sesame seeds. I love sesame seeds. And that's a juicy dinner. So that is my zesty lemon chicken. Look how saucy that is. So I'll just say that when I first started to try to lose weight, the thing that I really struggled with in making foods flavorful was the sauces, because I found that a lot of them were really high in calories, you know, like a lot of wasted calories. So I got really good at making low calorie sauces that taste good. So this is an example of that. So much flavor, but it's still a pretty low calorie meal. So zesty lemon chicken doesn't fail. This one does not fail either. Ramen. Have been getting into my ramen again. I forgot about it for a while, but I was reminded through the journals. As I said earlier, ramen is one of my go-to emergency meals. It's so quick, it's so easy to throw together, it's so convenient. So I don't like the stuff inside. I'm sorry, I don't. The little flavor pack. Really don't like this. So get rid of that. I like to take these noodles, just regular ramen noodles, and make a bit more of a meal out of it. I like to make it a bit more filling. I like to flavor it my own way. It's obviously Asian inspired. This is not authentic Asian cuisine. This is just how I really like to make it. And it's so simple. This is a 10-minute meal. Chopping up these mushrooms and the spring onions is like the most work out of this whole meal. About 1 cup of sliced mushrooms and about 1/3 to 1/2 cup of spring onions, and also got some baby spinach. Setting that all aside, I've heated up some water again, and I got 2 small pots here, adding about 1.5 cups of the water to the one pot to cook the ramen in, and adding just enough to the other pot to boil an egg in, and getting the mushrooms in the ramen pot as well, getting that all on the stove, bringing them to a boil. And once the mushrooms start to boil, then I add the ramen in. Just don't let it boil over. I usually take the lid off once it's boiling, and the water for the egg is boiling as well. So adding 1 egg and setting a timer for 6 minutes. Okay, back to the ramen. Adding some flavor in. About 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, 3 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce, or coconut aminos, that's also good. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of honey, or maple syrup also works, 1/4 teaspoon of ginger powder, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and some salt and pepper. And once the noodles are getting soft, adding the spring onion and the baby spinach in, and just stir it a little bit. It melts really, really quickly, and then it's ready. And it's just in time because the egg is also ready, so perfect timing. And yeah, let's serve this out. Getting the ramen in the bowl first, obviously. Maybe that's obvious. Slicing the egg in half. Oh, for a vegan option, by the way, a little bit of grilled tofu is really nice on top to replace the egg. I love that as well. And actually save a few spring onions for a topping, just to add something fresh. Really just freshens up the whole meal. I love it. Some salt and pepper, some sesame seeds, of course. It's like a favorite of mine. I just love adding sesame seeds on top of my meals. It makes it look really good. It's the finishing touch. And that is my super quick weeknight ramen. I love the mushrooms in this. They really add something to it. Definitely try this if you're looking for a quick dinner. Okay, so I thought I'd just mention this really quickly. The ramen that I've used in this video is about 250 calories for the noodles. And I've got some different ones that I like to use. I'm gonna link all of them below for you. They're all gluten-free and low calorie. The other day I was looking up calorie amounts for various different brands of ramen, and I don't know why, but I realized that the wheat ramen is often a lot higher calorie, like 100 calories more per pack. If you wanna use regular wheat ramen, of course you can do that with this. You can use any ramen for the ramen we just made. But if you do use regular wheat ramen, you are gonna wanna add about 100 calories to the meal. So with the ramen that I've used, it's about 400 calories for the whole meal, with the toppings, everything. And as always, all the meals that I make are roughly 400 calories or 4 points if you use my point system. I'm gonna link videos about my point system below if you wanna see what that's about. 250 calorie ramen, gluten-free. I'll link a few options below for you. I actually went and found a whole lot of different options, and I'm gonna link them all below. Anyway, enough about ramen. Enough about ramen for one day. Okay, so this is quite an old one as well. Spicy chickpea tacos. So simple to make, quite a fun one. It's a fun weeknight meal. It's unexpected, and it's still really simple. So let's make some spicy chickpea tacos. Using that leftover onion from earlier, about half, chopping it up. I like to chop it up quite finely, and I know I'm not the best, so I just go for it a few times. Getting a pan heated on the stove with a teaspoon of oil, adding the onion in, and I like to get this nice and caramelized. It adds so much flavor. This is like, it really adds a lot of flavor to the meal, so don't skip this step. Halving some cherry tomatoes, about a cup, some cilantro as well. You can also use baby spinach, just chopping it up. And also got this lime, saving that for later. It's an important thing, but we're saving it for later. Adding the cherry tomatoes in, and also half a cup of chickpeas. I just drained and rinsed those, adding them in. And then adding in some spices. Paprika, a favorite of mine. Chili flakes, another favorite of mine, I used it a lot. And a little bit of cayenne pepper. You can add however much you like of these spices. And then some salt and pepper. Turn down the heat. And then adding in that squeeze of lime juice. I like to add it at the end. And also half a teaspoon of sweetener. I'm using maple syrup. I know that sounds really weird. It's just to balance out the sour and the sweetness of the whole meal. Just to balance it all out. All the flavors. And it's ready. So I'm getting another pan on the stove to heat up some tacos, some tortillas. So these are small tortillas, about 100 calories for 2. I do like 10 to 15 seconds aside of heating them. Get the spicy chickpea mix on there. A few avocado slices. Like a quarter to a third of a large avocado, or about half a small avocado. Some of that cilantro. Ooh, very good. And I've discovered something that goes so nicely with this. It's unexpected. It's not part of Mexican cuisine. But sunflower seeds add the perfect little bit of crunch to this meal. Like a teaspoon sprinkled over. Absolutely love it with this. And some salt and pepper. Another quick squeeze of lime juice if you want. And that is just how I like it. That is just how I like it. Perfect. My spicy chickpea tacos. So much flavor in these. I love taco shaped things. Easy to hold, easy to eat. I hope you enjoy these dinners as much as I do. We have now made breakfasts, lunches, and dinners from the journals. I'm gonna link the other 2 videos below. This is basically part 3. In part 1 we made breakfasts, and in part 2 we made lunches, so those will be linked below. I will have all the ingredients for everything we've made today on my blog for you. That'll be linked below too. So many things linked below, just so you have everything you need. And I will see you in my next video. Got some more things coming, so I'll see you then.